What's up, guys and gals? It's Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Ayakashi Triangle, chapter 38. We are going to now have a snowball fight! Yeah. Okay. So, at this point, I've had a revelation. This is going to be comedy and drama and romance and lightheartedness for the rest of the series. There is not going to be any overall serious arc. There's not going to be any three-dimensional crazy schemes in the background or anything. I'm resigned to the fact that this is more of a break from those series within Jump. Okay? I've resigned myself that the art is cool, the designs are cool, the characters are fun, but there is no plot. There's not going to be any major overarching plot with some crazy greatness to it. This is just a nice, light, easy read every week. Now that we're into that, let's have a goddamn snowball fight. That's goddamn right. Because it's still the month of March. There's still snow on the ground. Let's have a snowball fight. So, that's what this chapter is. They entered the mirror world from the last chapter. Everything's reversed. Of course, only they have entered the mirror world. Everything else is basically a projection or just scenery. Copying everything in a flipped format, but not exactly. There's no damage to the real world, as we see later in the chapter. Doesn't matter if they destroy a building, doesn't matter what happens. The real world is not affected by what happens in the mirror world so far. Now, this is where automatically it's not like a game of cat and mouse. It's nothing like that. They're like, hey, we're here we go. The mirror comes out, the ungai kyo. Anyways, the mirror woman comes out, and she's there with, of course, the Snow Princess, and says, hey, here we go, playtime's over, we're going to settle this, we're going to do the battle for the claim of the Ayakashi's throne, we shall do this, we shall become the king duo of the Ayakashi, and so I challenge you to a snowball fight. And they're just like, well, that's kind of lame. And at first I'm like, there's a reason for this. It seems childlike at first, but then, there's a reason. Honestly, this went a little too quick for me. This is one little minus point for the chapter, because all of a sudden it's like, if you can hit me just once with a snowball, then you win. No problem. So let's frickin' go. Now, knowing that she is the Snow Princess from Russia, knowing she is the Snow Princess Ayakashi and stuff, using a snowball fight is, I would imagine, to her advantage, coupled with the fact that we have the idea that the mirror, Ayakashi, can create sort of projections of her. So sort of like shadow clone jutsu everywhere, no matter what, no big deal. And so not only is that going to be extremely difficult for them to figure out where to hit her, she's also a pretty powerful Ayakashi in her own right. So it's going to be quite difficult to hit her with a snowball when she can just launch a Gatling gun's worth of snowballs from her Ayakashi energy, from her magic. So they're having a bit of a difficult time, but it ends so quickly. Like, Shirogen gets hit, Suzu gets hit, and it's like, how are you going to hit us? How are you going to hit us? We're over here, we're over there, we're over here, we're over there. Boink. Done. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with the reasoning. The calm formation. I become one with the wind and feel the real thing. Matsuri. Illusions don't work on Matsuri. We sort of have seen some of that in the past with how he's able to utilize the wind to this effect. So it's not that bad. It's just that, like, they were so overconfident. So once again, a bit of a comedic thing when I thought that the Snow Princess would be more of a threat, especially, like, we know very little about her. She's from another continent, another country. She's coming to Japan. She might be just as powerful as who knows what if she lets loose. And we sort of do see some of that later in the chapter. But I just felt like the snowball fight sort of thing ended extremely quickly. Like this was supposed to be the duel, and now it's like, hit ya. And then just like, no fair, do-over. And it's sort of like, okay, well, no, we're not doing that. So this is where the mirror, of course, we knew that the mirror was using her, and that she sort of had the mentality of a little child, and we're seeing that here, calling her worthless and all this stuff. She basically met her. She came to Japan and doesn't know where to go. Now, why did she wander to Japan? That's part of her backstory we do not know yet, but she wandered there. the mirror became her friend and basically said, you know, like, Ayakashi, our days are numbered. Even the king of the Ayakashi has become a mere house pet in Shirogane's case. And, you know, even right now, a human is our king. Like, seriously, a human. And it's like, I don't like any of this. If I had more power, I could become the king and we'd restore the power, the fear in humans and stuff. So she's very vain, very narcissistic. Of course, you know, a female mirror. I'm sort of getting the theme that they're doing with that. The very, you know, oh, I am so beautiful. I would be majestic. I would be the greatest of all the kings of Ayakashis. You know, so we're sort of getting that sort of vibe from her anyways. This is where Roka didn't have anybody and didn't know where to go in Japan. She basically says, oh, well, you agreed to be my friend, so great, I'll help you out and all that stuff. So, and then she just all of a sudden grows ice antlers, summons a goddamn ice golem. Like Matsuri calls it an ice golem. This is an ice golem reindeer mode. This is ice golem reindeer abominable snowman 2.0. It actually looks pretty badass, actually. And I was like, see, this is the type of power I was talking about. The snowball fight sort of ended prematurely, but I'm not completely against it because we got to see this early on. However, once again, I felt like she could have taken the snowball fight more seriously. I don't know. Either way, she is still a child, and she's basically having a tantrum right now. She's destroying houses with this reindeer monster thing. And, of course, the mirror starts running to Shirogane right away and says, oh, no, please help me, please help me. It's like a bad time for that. You know, the real world isn't affected, but right now the girl has a ton of Ayakashi energy. She does have a ton of power, like I thought. And she's running out of control. So the thing is that with that is, we saw that before with the whole Ayakashi energy thing. Like, if you can't turn the jutsu off, if you run out, you are fully based in Ayakashi energy. All your power uses up that Ayakashi energy. It's tied to your life. If your Ayakashi energy reaches 0, you die. That's just, you fade away. So, I mean, this is really terrible. And then, of course, Suzu being part of, and the mirror notices this too. And we've seen Suzu like this before, so this is nothing new, saying, we need to stop her. I have to help too. We need, like, I am king of the Ayakashi. I got to live up to that. It's great that you protect me all the time, watch my back, but this is part of my job too. I need to do this. And I was like, all right. I like that. We knew that she already had that mindset, but it's nice to once again see it again with another character. Like, it's not even in her kingdom. She's a Russian Ayakashi. Technically speaking, she could have gone on the line of, well, she's not really my responsibility, but she thinks like all Ayakashi need help. She's just like a little girl. I have to guide her. It's my job, sort of idea. And even Shirogane's like, she's starting to grow a little bit. Like, that's nice. So here they go, and that's the end of the chapter. So this beast and her in, you know, controlling it like a Megazord style is just raging across the mirror world here. So interesting chapter. As I said, there were some high points, there were some low points. The high points being, of course, this ice Oni reindeer golem thing looks amazing. Right off the bat, got to say that. Once again, it's sort of a plus and a minus. Is the pacing is going boom, 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 boom. So we're not going to have 3 chapters of a snowball fight. But at the same time, I felt like that was a little too easy. Like, they get into this mirror world. In the second page already, hey, here's Roka in the mirror. Let's go. Okay. And then it's like, all right, here's the challenges for the duel. Okay. A few pages later, boom, we won the duel. Well, wait a minute now. Like, this is going a little quickly. We just entered the mirror world. You don't think you could have played around with that a little more? So, once again, I don't mind that the pacing is going quickly, but it feels like it's because there's not really a whole lot of sustenance to any of the events that transpired. They aren't going to do anything super interesting with this mirror world idea, this reverse world. They're not going to do anything interesting with the snowball fight. So they're basically going through the stages to skip to the better parts, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's sort of a pro and a con with that in this chapter. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this chapter. I don't know really where chapter 39 is going to go. I think that's going to be the end of the Snow Princess and the mirror thing. Probably 39 or 40. I don't really have much else to say on my expectations of that. Clearly, they'll solve the problem. She'll repent. She'll cry in Suzu's arms or something. The mirror will just go, hey, Shirogane, is this why? Blah, blah, blah. They'll have a conversation. Just like, yeah, like Suzu is a good candidate. Why do you think I did that? I made her the king of the Ayakashi for a reason. And, you know, it's all going to be happy endings all around. I don't really see it going any other direction. So, when are we going to get there? Chapter 39, chapter 40? Who knows? But overall, not a bad chapter. Not a great chapter. Just a chapter. So, but what did you guys think of Ayakashi Triangle chapter number 38? Like, comment, subscribe as always. Don't forget to drink responsibly as always. We'll see you guys back here next time. Peace out.